Welcome to a Yin Yoga class to prepare us for the change of season, which is coming soon. The 21st of March, we'll have spring starting, birds in the trees, the flowers that are already coming up everywhere. And this might be a nice time to find that space to bring us from ignorance into knowledge, from darkness into light, and from death into life. Just ponder for a moment what these words, these meanings might represent for you. And then wiggle your toes and your fingers. Roll your head side to side, bringing your head back to center. And feeling your body, feeling that presence between body, mind, and spirit. Put an intention for this practice today. And bring your legs together, stretch your arms over your head, full body stretch, interlace your fingers, and let the palms of your hands push away from you as you point your toes. And now change and have your knuckles pointing away from you and flex your feet, or vice versa. It doesn't matter if you go one way or another. And bring your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Bring your nose between your knees, stretching your back, stretching the neck. And now let go of your head. Make circles with your knees in one direction and on the other direction. You can direct your knees with your hands and then put each hand on each knee and make circles outwardly and inwardly. And bring both knees to one side. Taking a simple twist just to warm up your spine, whichever way it feels right. And then bring it back to center, bring it to the other side. And bring yourselves back to center. Bring your hands underneath your knees, rock backwards and forwards, massaging the whole of your back. And come up into seating. Wonderful. So for today, we are going to use, if you have 2 blocks, if you don't have 2 blocks, you can use some cushions. And I also have gotten handy a chair. So I'm going to show you how you can also use a chair to do your Yin Yoga practice. We're going to do some forward fold with right legs. So they call it, escaped my mind, dragonfly pose with the legs outstretched. So to stay on your dragonfly, you can have your blocks in front of you, or you just maybe rest onto the floor. If you haven't got blocks and this is already a bit of effort, make sure that you don't go to the absolute limit of your legs, and you can take a chair and have your legs either side and just rest like this, or with your head onto it. Or you can put a cushion as well. So find a way to be as comfortable as you can, especially if folding forwards from your hips is not available for you, or maybe your lower back is stiff. You might also find that you come to this position and you think, I'm okay, I can do it. So find your position. I'm going to come closer and see what you're doing. And we're going to take this first posture, the dragonfly, for 5 minutes. So I want you to be comfy. Well done, Shaina. Yes. Geraldine, will you be okay like that? You turn into the white lady now. From the red lady, now you're the white lady. Good. That's it. Perfect. Keep your socks on. Forwards. Fold forwards, Geraldine. Yeah. Keep your socks on. Most of you look okay, what I can see. That's it. And try to relax. Katie, maybe your shoulders are a little bit towards your ears. Relax your shoulders. Your legs are morphed. They are camouflaged with the mat. Good. And breathe. We have 4 more minutes here. So what I'm going to try is to play songs from my iPad so that maybe it doesn't interfere that much with this Zoom. As your body releases down, you can lower your support so that you can go a little bit further. Your feet are relaxed. They are not flexed. They are just wherever they want to be. And we are just over halfway through. See if you can find a further posture. Last minute. The longer we stay in one posture, sometimes the more it will hurt and pull. So breathe into that space and see if you can let it release. We have just 5 more breaths in here. Lovely. And keep the legs where they are. Bring yourselves up into sitting. So we're going to continue with the legs at a wide angle spread. And this time we're going to bring either a block or a little stool, or you can even use those steps that you use to reach. Or if you don't have any of those, you can use a chair. And the idea is that we are going to go sideways. So if I was to use this chair, I could even place my head on the chair. Maybe this is too hard. And you can have your arm overhead, or you can have your hand to the side. If you're using a block, then you come onto side bend. You can have your hand overhead. Your legs don't need to be too wide apart. Let the side body stretch. So I'm going to come and check. That's it. So legs wide and go sideways. That's it. Good. So your hand can rest onto your head or behind your head. If it's too heavy, you can rest it to the side. We're trying to bring that side stretch so that we can make sure that you're not pulling your head forwards. You can also use cushions. If you don't have blocks, you can have cushions over your leg. And the hand is there just to rest it. Otherwise, you can have your arm overhead, or maybe your hand in front of you. We are not going to stay here for 5 minutes. We are actually halfway through. So just be there on your side bend and feel your ribs expanding, your hips expanding. 1.5 minutes to go. Check that you're not tensing your buttocks. Half a minute to go. You can release the hand from behind your head. Stay sideways. And then very, very gently come to center. Keep your eyes closed. Just feeling the difference between your left side and your right side. Maybe you can move your head side to side. We're going to get set for the other side. So again, you can use the chair. You can bring the leg through and lean sideways, or you can use a block. The hand can rest behind the skull, but the chest is not going forwards. The chest is opening up. 3 minutes. Oh, Liz, don't put it over. No, if it's giving you jib, just come sideways like this. Just have the arm to the side. That's it. You can even rest the elbow on the block and hold your head if you wanted to. Yeah, that's it. Good. So we are trying to open the side body. If you have any injuries on the shoulders, you should always be careful and mindful that you are not forcing that. Is it not good, Monique? You okay? The hips. Try sitting on a cushion, and you can also do it with your legs closer together. So obviously you won't get the inner thigh stretch, but if your hips are hurting, you can have your legs closer together and you can still do your side stretch. So this is the ideal one. Otherwise, legs closer together. Last minute. And bring yourselves back to center. Move slowly. Roll your shoulders. You can bring your legs together. Hug your knees for a moment. You can rock a little bit side to side. So for those of you that have lower back pain, this type of stretches on the side, but gentle, can start releasing. So when you have that pain, breathe into the area to give you more of a chance to heal it. All right, now bring yourselves into a cross-legged position. And we're going to bring, I'll show you sideways and I'll show you forwards. Maybe even without this. It's too cold. I will put my fireplace in a moment. So we're going to bring opposite hand and knee. And hold onto the knees and let the knees go down. That's it. Now push your chin towards your chest and arch your back. This is like a cat stretch, but using your knees and using your strength. And now release, soften the hands and open up, looking towards the sky. Now again, push the knee down as you squeeze back Your pelvic floor is in and up. You're making a C shape with your spine, chin to chest. And release. Hands are soft. One more time. Arch your back. Push your knees down. This is an active posture. And release. Now check which hand is on top of the other one. And bring either your hands towards your shoulders or into eagle pose. So an eagle pose. That's it. I think everybody's able to do an eagle pose. Good. Laura, if this hurts your elbow, you can go onto holding onto your shoulders. So in eagle pose, we're going to just breathe and bring the arms up. Inhaling. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, down. Find that point between the lift and lower that feels that, like if you're scratching them each, that point where you can feel the stretch. Maybe it's with your elbows towards your chest, maybe it's halfway, maybe it's further up. Wherever you find it, we're going to breathe for 10 breaths, 10 deep breaths in here. Using your Ujjayi breath will be ideal. This will be your soundtrack this moment. And you might feel that your neck gets a bit of tension. Move it gently if that is the case. You might also find that bringing your hands away from your head will give you a better stretch on the shoulders. So you must have done at least 5 breaths in here. When you have done 10 breaths, and cross your hands and release your fingertips behind your buttocks and bring your chin towards your chest. And we're going to do 5 breaths in here. Inhale, bring your head up, and we're going to cross the legs the other way. So whichever way you are crossing would probably be the normal way that you cross your legs. So now do it the awkward way. Your shins can be one in front of the other, or ankles over ankles. When you have one shin in front of the other, and maybe you are supported by a cushion, as I am, then your knees can go further down. So you would probably have crossed right over left. Now do left over right on your arms. Now we're going to do the cow stretch, cat-cow stretch first. So hands onto your knees as you inhale to prepare, and exhale, push the knees down, chin towards the chest. Everything is activated. Your belly is working hard. Inhale, soften the hands, open the chest. And exhale, push it down and press. So I'm shaking here. I'm really using strength to stretch my back. Inhale, open up, release. Exhale, push it back. And knees down. Maybe you want to bend the elbows as well. And release. Coming into your eagle arms. Same as before, check it. At least if this shoulder doesn't work for you, then bring your hands onto your shoulders like this, elbow over elbow. That's an option. Otherwise, hands are joined. And we're going to do 3 breaths, bringing the elbows up and down. And you can play with the angle of the arms. Maybe they come here and you stretch them away. That's quite tough on your shoulder blades. Maybe you bring it close and this is the right position for you. We're wanting to find where is right for us to stay for 10 breaths. Maybe you rest your hands onto your head. It doesn't matter. Find your way. Now find that position where you're going to leave your hands for 10 full breaths. Use your mind to count your breaths. Ujjayi breathing. When you're done your 10 breaths, bring your hands, fingertips behind, and let your chin go towards your chest. And release. Bring your hands onto your shoulders and roll your shoulders back. And roll your shoulders forwards. That's it. Very good. So when we do these more strenuous postures, that's our yin part of the class, yang part of the class. The yin part is when we just relax into it. So now we're going to come into standing, doing a forward fold. If this is not available for you, if this feels too much to forward fold from standing, your option will be to forward fold from sitting, like this. If you can do it from standing, you can do it either with a chair and just rest your forearms onto it, or you can use a block, or maybe you feel fine and you make sure you don't overextend your knees, especially if you have very flexible knees. You can soften your knees and hold onto your elbows. Find the position that is best for you. If standing is not good, sit down and do a forward fold. What's nice for me about doing it from standing is that you use gravity. So you can even, if your flexibility is more and you want to use a chair, you can even rest the forearms onto the chair and the head hangs off it. It's a strong stretch on the back of the legs. Let's see. Good. Don't bend the knees so much that the hamstrings are not engaged, Leanne. Yes, that's it. So there should be a little bit of work. What I don't want, I know it's painful. What I don't want is for you to force it too much or to overextend backwards. Leanne, try bringing the block closer to your feet. That's it. And then you can soften your elbows from there and And yes, that's it, good. And surrender. Very good, Devika. Don't force it too much. You can even go onto the sofa if it gets too heavy. We have another 2 minutes in here. You can rest onto a sofa or a bed if you have it nearby. But it might feel just right. And we'll put a little bit of music just for the last minute and a half. And very gently, we're going to come out of this posture. Be mindful. Walk your hands over your legs. Take a moment to come up really gently. Interlace your fingers behind your buttocks. Open your chest. Check that your head is free to move. And exhale, release. Check your legs. And now we're going to stretch our belly and our back. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose. And we're going to do it with our legs wide open. For some of you, if you don't have a very flexible back, or if your back gives you a bit of trouble, you can have a cushion underneath your belly, just to give you a bit more lift and support. If this doesn't feel necessary, you can have a block or a cushion to support your head. What you should be mindful not to do, I'll come a bit closer to show you, is to sink too much onto your shoulders. So we're going to be here. And this is normally what happens. You just scrunch your shoulders. Try to keep that open heart feeling. And you can relax your head down. You can even drop your head without having a block. Or just have your head softly balancing over your shoulders. Avoid doing this. And for those of you that don't find this posture good at all, maybe Liz and maybe Monique, just check it out. You can have a small bolster. Your big bolster, Liz, will not work. Small bolster or a small cushion. And you extend your back this way, okay? This is for those of you that whose lower back maybe the week as well. You can try that one. So we are still doing a back extension, but you lean over the cushion. One of the things that I like being mindful of in this one is the elbows. So if your elbows feel a bit sore, fold the mat, and that will give you enough cushion to stay there. Open your legs almost at least as wide as the mat. That will also give more support for your lower back. And we're going to stay here for 5 minutes. So in this position, I want you to focus on that opening of the heart and feel your solar plexus pressing against the floor. Breathing deeply. And breathing throughout your back body. We're halfway through. And at this point, I normally find that my jaw starts tensing, that my mind starts wandering. So use the contact with the floor to ground you, to feel that chest opening, your shoulders going down and back, your neck being long. And we're coming into the last minute of this posture. A minute is about 10 breaths. So if you want to count your breaths, slow breaths, you can do it. And release yourselves down into crocodile. If you're lying facing upwards, then you come into a recovery position on your side. If you're lying facing downwards and you want to go into recovery position, you can do that as well. Otherwise, just bring your forehead onto the top of your hands and sway your shin side to side. Breathe deeply. And very gently bring yourselves into a closed-legged child's pose. So not a Utthita Balasana, but a Balasana pose. So feet together, arms to the side. Balasana, child's pose. We are only going to be there for 1 minute to release, to do the contra posture of what we were doing. Wonderful. Very gently, when you're ready, we're going to come up to do the last of our asanas for tonight, which is cat holding its tail. So cat holding its tail can sometimes be a little bit challenging. So we'll give you a few options. You might want to use a belt or a scarf, or maybe just hold one side. So cat holding its tail. You will have one leg underneath and you will hold onto the bottom leg and the other leg on top, and you will hold also onto the top leg. I'll show you on the other side. So the leg that goes underneath, you bend the knee and you hold onto the foot, and the leg that goes on top, you extend the leg and bring it across. It is quite demanding, so an option that you can have, always the leg that goes underneath bends, you can hold onto that leg and just keep the top leg relaxed. You can also take a belt or a scarf or even a sock, a pair of leggings, whatever you have handy, and you hook it, and then you keep it there. And the other leg, you can relax it over. The head would probably look upwards. If it feels better to go to the side, you can have it on the side. So see what you want to do, what feels right. Let's start bending the right knee under. So Bend your right knee and hold it as you lie back. And you come into the side of your body. So your right hip is on the floor. You can have your left leg straight or bent. You can hold it or maybe not. I think I won't hold it. In Yin Yoga, we want to find the easy way, the restful way. And we're only going to be here for 2 minutes. If this is not for you at all, just come into a simple twist, both knees to one side and head to the other side. And that's absolutely fine. That's it. Good. Breathing into the stretch. Last 30 seconds in here. Fabulous. And let go of the foot gently. Sometimes it lets go like bing. And bring yourself back to center. We're going to go on the other side. Remember that if this is not good for you, if it feels too demanding, you should come into a simple twist. Otherwise, try not to kick the furniture. That's it. And if you have nearby a wall or a sofa or something and you want to just rest the foot in there, you can do that as well. Or a piano. It's a little bit too high, the piano maybe. And you can always turn around the position of your head. If you don't have room on one side, you might have it on the other side. And we're only doing a couple of minutes and we've already been yeah, that's good, Monique. Same, you're in a perfect position. When we are on cat holding its tail, the idea is that the leg that is underneath, the one that has the knee bent, wants to go vertically down towards the floor so that the thigh and the psoas can stretch. And that's it. Torture is over. Bring yourselves back to center. Rest your knees against each other. Hands resting over your belly. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to come into our Shavasana. If you feel that you would like to bring your legs up onto a sofa or a chair, and this is quite good if you have hip or lower back pain, then you just hook your legs over. And yes, Devika, this will be good for you. Hook your legs over your sofa, and you can have a cushion under your head if you want. And you close your eyes. That's it. All the towels in the house are with Monique. Make sure you're nice and warm. Well done, Karen. That's it. Eyes covered if you can. You can also have a cushion under your knees or a bolster. I'm going to play you the mantra again.
Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Prityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Prityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Prityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Prityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Prityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya Prityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya.
And very gently, we're going to come out of this practice. But if you wanted to stay lying down, you can stay lying down. If you're coming up, make sure you have a little bit of a stretch. If you're comfy and you don't have to go anywhere, you're at home, just stay there. We will finish chanting Om and Shanti when you're ready. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bring your palms together and let this practice, this yoga journey that we're having, bring us from ignorance into knowledge, from darkness into light, and from death into life. Wrap your palms together. And bring your palms over your face. Inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands to your chest and bow your head. Namaste. Give yourselves a clap. Well done.